Hey guys, how's everybody doing? As I'm sure you figured out by now, I'm not here today, but I'm coming to you through a video lesson, just like in the days of our distance learning. I hope you are having a good day and that you are being on your very best behavior for the sub. I'm going to quickly go through some notes that you're going to add into your notebook during this video, and then go over the assignments that you're working on for today in class. And then after you've watched this video, you'll get busy and be working the rest of the time. So you're going to need your language arts notebook or binder. And once you've got it, open up to the page where we took these notes yesterday about capitalization rules. Okay, and if you need to press pause on the video while you find all the stuff you need, go ahead and do that. Okay, but otherwise, I'm just going to keep going. So I'm just going to reread these just to review real quick, and then we're going to add one more thing to this, and then you're going to be doing some practice with these capitalization rules. Okay, so we've learned, remember that common and proper nouns is one of the things that we've reviewed and learned about here in the last few days. And after we learned about proper nouns, which we know is a specific person, place, or thing, we moved yesterday to this, looking at capitalization rules, because all proper nouns, any specific person, place, or thing, is always going to be capitalized. But then there are some other times that you use capital letters also. So we're just focusing on that for the rest of today. Okay, so one of the times when you capitalize a word in a sentence is when you use the word I as a pronoun, like when you're talking about yourself, when you say I did something. Okay, all proper nouns, a specific person, place, or thing, and that's what we were just talking about. The first word of a sentence should always be capitalized. The first word that's in a quotation. The title of a person that's with their name, like if you're talking about a doctor, a specific doctor, which would be a proper noun, you would capitalize both doctor and the name of the doctor. So like my example for my doctor was Dr. Gatewood. And then if you are using a name to show a family relationship, like if you're talking about your aunt and you're saying aunt with that person's name, like Aunt Karen, then you would capitalize it. But then that's also a proper noun because it's a specific person, okay? So one more thing that you all are going to add to this paper, and hopefully you've got enough room to do it on this sheet where you've already done the writing. You're going to get a slip of paper that looks like this, and this is just a little chart that talks about all the different types of proper nouns and gives you some examples of them and shows you what they would look like being capitalized. Okay, so I didn't want to make you write all of these. So this chart is showing all the types of proper nouns, specific persons, places, or things, people, places, or things that would be capitalized. Okay, so what we're going to do is the sub and whatever other adults are in the room, Mrs. McMillan, Mrs. Jackson, if she's in there, if you all would jump in and help do this. And you can wait till after the video's over. But they're just going to come around with a glue stick and get this glued in your notebook or your binder for you. Okay, and if you have your own glue stick, obviously you can use that and get that glued in there yourself. We talked about that yesterday. If you don't have a glue stick, one of the adults that are in the room right now will come around and get that glued in for you. Okay, so I'll leave a note for the sub that they're going to need to take some time to get that done. But again, you can wait and do it after the video is totally over, or press pause and get that glued in right now. But again, if you don't have a glue stick, let the sub or one of the adults in the room know, and they can come around with a glue stick and glue that in for you. Okay, so that's all we're going to add to our notes. And I'll just let you read that chart on your own. But again, it's just giving some specific examples of proper nouns and when they would be capitalized. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. All right, so for the rest of your time, after you get finished adding that to your notebook, you've got an assignment in our Google Classroom to work on. You've got a couple of assignments. So it's in the classwork. Go to the classwork tab and the in-person learning section. It's a post called Capitalization Rules. Okay, in it, there's an ed puzzle. I posted this ed puzzle a few days ago, but we weren't quite ready for it. So some of you may say, well, I already did it. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this. Everybody needs to do it over again. There were a few people who had already finished it. Most of you had not done well with it, so I had to reset it for you. And I think that's because we hadn't actually talked about it in class yet. So everybody, even if you think you've already done it, you haven't. You need to redo this ed puzzle. All the questions are multiple choice. Read the question carefully. A lot of the questions in this ed puzzle have more than one right answer. So if it's asking you for like how many words should be capitalized in the sentence, there may be more than one. So be looking for all the words that should be capitalized. If you get stuck and aren't sure about the answer, remember, you can hit the little rewatch button and it'll replay the section of the video that has the answer in it, or raise your hand and one of the adults in the room can come around and help. Okay, so do the ed puzzle first. Then after you've done the ed puzzle, you've got a practice sheet that you're going to need to use Cami for. Just a real quick thing about Cami. A lot of people yesterday were having trouble with Cami opening up on their computer. So if you go to open this up and Cami's not showing up on your Chromebook, you may need to download or add Cami again. So if that happens and you need help with that, again, ask one of the adults in the room with you. Okay, so this is the practice sheet that you're going to do. It says which nouns need to be capitalized. Complete each sentence with the correct form of the noun in parentheses. So let's do a couple of these together. Number 1 says, Mama and I will go to the blank next month. Okay, the word you're filling in that blank is lake. That's what's in parentheses here. But you have to decide, would lake be capitalized or not? It's only going to be capitalized if it's a proper noun. Okay, so is this talking about a specific lake or just any lake? It's just talking about any lake. So you're just going to type in lake and it would not be capitalized. Okay, all right, number 2. Aunt Joe went to blank for the weekend. We're going to fill in the blank with Lake Placid, but you have to decide which way is the correct way to write it. Is it naming a specific lake? It is. So it's a proper noun, so it would be capitalized. So we would use this last one where Lake's capitalized and Placid is capitalized. Okay, Lake Placid. All right, so that's how that one's gonna go. So finish up the rest of those on your own. If you get stuck and need help with something, raise your hand and one of the adults in the room will help you. So don't forget to attach this to your assignment when you get finished and make sure you turn it in. If you get finished with any of that early, remember you can work on Achieve. You need 2 new Achieve articles from the October list by the end of this week. And we talked about that in class earlier in the week. You can read your AR book. If you've got any other work you need to get caught up on in language arts, like if you have some missing work, you can do that. That's at the end of class if you get these assignments finished. Okay, that's it. I hope you all have a good day, and I hope to hear a good report when I come back tomorrow. Thanks.